Good morning, MLB pro players and GMs. My name is Scott Gesser. I'm your Sacramento A's GM.
And I'm Rob Chappie Chapman, your Kansas City Royals GM.
Today is Wednesday, August 13th, and here are the current standings. In the AL East, the Tampa Bay Rays have a six-game lead over Boston, 15 over Baltimore, 16 and a half over Toronto, and 24 and a half over the Yankees.
In the Central, your Kansas City Royals are now freshly in first place after last night's win. They passed the Tigers and hold a half a game lead on the guys from Detroit. The White Sox surging, winners of six in a row, are three back. The Minnesota Twins are six back, and the Guardians are 20 and a half games out of first.
And in the AL East, West, the
There we
AL
go.
West, that's the one we're talking about now. The Angels are 78 and 42 with a six-game lead over Seattle, a 10-game lead over Houston, 15 over the A's, who have won six in a row also, and Texas Rangers are 33 and a half games out.
Over in the NL East, the defending champions are still up by 20 on the Braves. Philadelphia is 74 and 45. Atlanta 54 and 66. 22 games out of first are the Miami Marlins. 27 and a half back are the Nationals, and the Mets are 28 games out.
And then we move on to the competitive NL Central, where the Milwaukee Brewers hold a half-game lead over the Cincinnati Reds, a game and a half lead over Pittsburgh and St. Louis. And the Cubbies, well, they're 11 and a half back.
And in the NL West, the Giants are building a little bit of a lead on the Diamondbacks. They are 69 and 51 with a seven-game lead on Arizona. The Rockies are nine and a half back, the Padres 14 back, and the Dodgers 20 back.
And in your National League wild card race, the Reds are one game up. The Pirates and Cardinals have that next spot. And then Arizona's two and a half back. Colorado is five back.
And in the AL, the Tigers are in that last final wild card spot. The Mariners and Astros are ahead of them. Boston is one game out of the wild card. The White Sox two and a half out, and your Sacramento A's are tied with them two and a half out.
You don't want to
Both
you don't want to mention the Twins are only five and a
I
half
can
out.
mention the Twins are five and a half out, but I was about to say the both the Athletics and White Sox have won their last six games.
Yeah, that's pretty good for no starting rotation in Sacramento. How are things going in Kansas? Well, I can assume I know how things are going in Kansas City with a division lead right now, but how's the team?
Well, everyone's in good spirits. We've been a pretty healthy team for most of the summer. You know, the beginning of the season we had lost um, Mark Baker and Cody Clemens together for a long amount of time, and then we lost our starting right fielder at the time, Reimer Liriano, for a bit. Um, but they were, they came back, and so for most of, July and August, we've been pretty healthy team. But then in the course of a week, we lost all three of our starting outfielders. Um, so that's not good. We had picked up Ed Harris at the trade deadline, and Harris played crazy good for us. He's as a Royal batting 483 in seven games. So he was perfect, the perfect fit. But he got sick. He'll be back in a few days. Um, but just a couple minutes after he went down, it seemed like Mark Baker. I got that backwards. Mark Baker was hurt first, and he'll be back in 3 days. Harris got sick after that, and he'll be back in about 6 days. And then Daz Cameron got hurt a couple days later, and he'll be out for a couple weeks. So we're hoping to get two-thirds of our outfield back um, by the end of by the middle of next week. So, um, but in the meantime, we've been doing okay. We're in the midst of a pattern that started um, August 1st. when we lost to Toronto in the opening game of the series. We then won the next two games, and then we lost the opener to Boston, and then we won the next two games, and then we lost the opener to Minnesota, and then we won the next two games, and then we lost the opener to Washington, and then yesterday we won game two. So if we win tonight, we keep that pattern alive. So
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive pattern for what, 1, 2, 3, 4 series now.
yeah, so we'll see if we can hold that. I'd hate to drop a game
Ugh.
to Washington right now because you know, the end of this month is going to be very important for us. We've got 6 games against the White Sox, 6 games against the Tigers, and you know, 4 games against the Rangers sprinkled in. That we pretty much are going to say those are pretty much must wins because we've got to build a lead on Detroit and Chicago because September is a nightmare for us. We do have 4 games against the Indians, but they're on the road, and we haven't been, you know, great against bad teams on the road this year. We do have 3 games against Toronto at home, but we kick off August with 3 games against the Angels. Then we play the Twins in important, divisional series after that. The 12th through the 14th, we're at Philadelphia. The 16th, 17th, 18th, we're hosting Seattle. The 23rd, 24th, and 25th, we're at the Los Angeles Angels. And then, of course, we wrap it all up with a team currently fighting for their playoff lives, the Sacramento A. So September is going to be hard. We need to build a little bit of a lead here in
Hey,
August.
if we get to the end of September, you and I are battling for the last playoff spot. We got to get with Matt and see if we can do it, podcast live while he's doing the
Doing the
games.
sim, that would be
That
awesome.
that's right. That'd be pretty fun.
That would be amazing. Um, but yeah, my hope is to wrap up the division and not worry about the wild card, but that's going to be really hard to do. But if we can win a bunch of head-to-head games against the White Sox and the Tigers, that's really going to help us a lot.
Yes, it
And
will.
and we got to get healthy.
That's always important. Anything else
How?
you want to talk about with the Royals?
No, I think well, one thing. Let me talk about my catcher, Javi Lopez.
That guy.
So I'm just gonna say that I'm not taunting people, but
Did I trade for the wrong catcher from Kansas City?
but perhaps I I put him out there because people had shown interest in him last season, in the off season, early this season. So there was I had at least 4 different teams contact me about him. But I guess they all found other catchers because by the time I put him on the block, it was crickets. And then of course, I traded you Alvarez, which um, made Lopez my starter. Well, now uh, David Exney's penciling him in third for tonight. He's batting 312 with 10 home runs, 39 RBIs. His
Hey,
OPS is
at third base?
no, no, no. He's penciling him in third in the lineup.
Oh, I thought you were being at
As
third base. I'm sitting
no,
there
no,
going,
no.
wait a minute.
He's starting at catcher and hitting third, right in
He's
front
no
of.
Johnny Bench.
I mean, no, and he's no Bradley Swagger, but he's kind of bumped Swagger to the fifth spot, and he's in the third right
Oh,
now.
oh, 13 minutes.
But I just want to say what a surprise he is. And if you go to the Meet the Team tab, Javi Lopez is my top player. Now, that list of players is dynamic and does not include Mark Baker, Daz Cameron, Ed Harris, who are all on the IL. But it puts Javi Lopez ahead of Gus Lopez and Cody Clemens and Bradley Swagger. So I think I might have found a diamond in the rough here who's now becoming a star.
Well, if you say so. If you
We'll
say
see.
so. Yeah,
We'll see if he
he's
keeps it up, but that's
he's
that's the
doing
one
well.
thing that I've had going well for me, other than going 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, which I'll
Well,
take that any day of the week.
yeah. 2-1 every series. Yeah. That'd be a pretty impressive record at the end of the year.
Well, it looks like things are going well in Sacramento too. What's going on with you?
I think the problem is that I have not had enough time lately to like watch the Sims and pay attention to what's going on. And we're 9-1 in the last 10 and six in a row. Maybe the key is I can't watch the Sims,
Maybe.
see what's going on, and maybe I need to make sure I don't have my top three starting pitchers because they've been out, and the only one of my pitchers right now that's struggling is Dan Hughes, but I've had to pencil him into the number one spot since everybody else is filling in pretty much. But
So are any of
Bryce,
your pitchers expected back by the end of the year, or are they all kind of donezo?
I have one. Schoenborn is supposed to be out for another 3 weeks, and Johnson and Sheets for 2 to 3 months. So they're not coming. They're not coming back. So I might get Schoenborn back, but you know what? The way Bryce Wilson and Logan Gilbert and Mick Abel is pitching right now, I don't know if I want to mess with that.
Yeah.
Wilson in his last three starts, he's only going 5 innings or 6 innings tops, but he's given up 2 runs as a starter in 16 and the third innings. Who would have thought? And I appreciate Comey putting them on the waiver wire early in the year for me to pick up. And then Mick Abel in his last, well, he's struggling in his last 4 starts, but still, 2 of them were he got shelled in, and 2 of them he pitched pretty good in. So if I can get my starters to go 6 innings and give up 3 runs or less, I'll take that every day of the week. I think most people would, but
Oh, definitely.
yeah. As for my hitters, let me see how they're doing. Uh, Alvarez, he's kind of struggled the last week, but he's been my starting DH right now since Jake Venables has been pretty bad lately. So I kind of benched him. Uh, Munkin, or Alvarez and Munkin are both slightly tired, so we'll see how uh, my manager plays that tonight. But Cowart has been, you know, he's had 4 out of the last 5 games have been multiple hit games, and he's got 3 home runs in his last 5 games and 13 RBIs. So, but he's tired, so he'll probably be sitting the bench tonight. Abrams has come back from the DL and re-injured himself for a couple days, so he's got one more day left before he's healthy again. Who was the um, yeah, and Alonso Martinez. The last 4 games, he's had at least 2 hits in each one of the 4 games.
Oh, and he's had I noticed he had a multi-home run game recently too.
Yeah, he did against
So
Baltimore.
he's finally reached double digits.
So yeah, he's starting to come around, but it's taken him for half the year to do that. And then my outfield is kind of tired right now, but after tonight's game, we get a day off, so hopefully that'll give them enough rest. Fustini has been, pretty good too in the last 5 games. 6 for 8, 12, 19
Yeah.
with 5 stolen bases. So he's only been caught 3 times out of 32 attempts this year.
Well, that's good.
Can't beat that. So I'm happy with the way the team's going, even though I haven't been watching them much. Like I said, maybe that's the key.
Well, that's no fun though.
No, it isn't. But I got to point out, I was looking at this earlier today, and if we look at the AL Central, the AL West, and the NL Central, 4 out of the 5 teams are 500 or above.
Hmm. Yeah.
We can't say that for the NL East,
No.
but I think we're getting more competitive in the Central and some of the West.
Yeah. Yeah, the Central is where it's at, if you ask me. I mean, people
Yeah,
talk about the Angels and the Mariners and the Astros, but the Central,
but the
that's where
Central.
the true talent is.
That's right.
Um,
And
here's a
it's taken the Royals what 120 games to reach first place.
well, we were briefly in first place at the earlier on before Detroit just really pulled away from us. I think we were in first for a day or two. But here's a little nugget. The Angels lead MLB Pro um, with a run differential of 198, which is blowing everyone else out of the water. In fact, it's over 100 runs better than the second best run differential, which is the Phillies, defending champion Phillies, who are at plus 94. Now, Scott, who's third?
Let me take a wild guess here, Chappie. Could it be a team from the AL Central
It is. It is a team from the AL Central, and it's the only other
who just
team.
barely creaked into first place?
Yeah, it could be the only other team over 80, uh, and they are at an even 90, and that is your Kansas City Royals.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked because I don't feel like I'm winning that by a lot. Although I did just win 11-0 yesterday. Um, for the most part, though, I feel like we've been squeaking by a lot. So I'm a little surprised, but I'll take it any day of the week.
That's
Uh,
right.
outscoring your opponents by that much is good.
Well, yeah. Or you could be the A's who are minus 15 in run differential, but 6 games above 500.
I don't even know how that's possible.
It tells you I like to
Um,
play a lot of close games.
I will say we talked about that a little while ago. It does seem like the negative run differential has caught up with the Pirates, because they're now
Oh,
in
we're minus 27.
third place. Well, they were in the minuses when they were in first place,
Yeah.
and yeah,
But
that just
did you know? See, I'll come up with a nugget for you right now also.
yeah.
Who is the team that has the best differential between their actual win-loss percentage and the Pythagorean to start the year?
Uh, I believe that would be the Milwaukee Brewers, right?
And the Pittsburgh Pirates tied with +7.
Ah,
So, and then Tampa's +6, and then the A's and the Phillies are +5.
I got a trivia question for you. Who is the only last place team to have a positive run differential?
Oh, um, I know who that is. We talked about this earlier in the year with Jabs, the Cubs,
Yes, that's correct. The Cubs have outscored their opponents by 9 runs this year,
and they're
and
11 games under
they're
500.
11 games. Yeah, a
That
little
now
crazy there.
that's impressed. That's impressive. That means you lose close and win
That's
big.
Yeah, it's hard to do. Their Pythagorean record is actually better than the Brewers, who are in first place. Cubs Pythagorean record 1659, Brewers 59 to 61. I can't figure that out, but I think you're right. I think you squeak by your wins and get blown out in your losses, and that can happen.
Or
Or
vice versa.
blow out your wins and
Yeah.
barely lose. Yeah.
Now, can you tell me who has the biggest negative rent differential?
Is it it's not the Guardians.
No, they're one run back. Let me
It's
give
gonna
you a hint.
be
You're gonna be playing them tonight.
I just scored 11 on them yesterday. It's the Nationals, Washington Nationals.
Yep, they're minus 142 in the run differential.
I would say that that's hard to do as well.
Yes, yes, it is. So it could be impressive to have the biggest plus, but it also could be have the biggest minus.
You know, in our our win yesterday over them, the 11-0 win, I didn't feel like, because I was watching the game sim and the replay, and I didn't feel like we were doing well because all we were doing was getting singles and walks. And when I looked at the box score, it felt like we walked even more than this. It felt like I had 20 walks, but they actually walked us 11 times. And then we had
Oh.
On top of the 11 walks, we had 10 singles and two doubles.
Well, you know what's impressive is Bonilla, the Washington pitcher. He walked six guys in 4 1/3 innings, but only pitched 66 pitches.
It was, yeah, I mean, it was 4-0 walks,
That's gotta
4-1
be.
walks.
And then Irvin, who came in after him, pitched a third of an inning and gave up 3 walks and two
And
hits.
two of those walks were walk-in and runs. We had back-to-back bases loaded walks from him to help us out. So I wasn't super proud of that win. I was proud of the way Alex Watts played. He pitched 8 shutout innings, allowed only 5 hits, no walks for him. But I kind of was embarrassed to just be walking in all these to be walked
Eh,
in all these times.
A win is a win. Swagger went 1 for 3 with 3 RBIs.
Yeah, he had a 2-run single and he had a sac fly.
Sack fly. So I mean, he's batting 275 with 36 homers, 108 RBIs in the year.
Yeah,
That's
and
that's impressive for a person that has 10 years of experience.
yeah, he actually leads the majors in no, he's second. He leads the AL in sac flies with 9. Fellow rookie Justin Flo of the Marlins has 10. So the rookies are getting all the sac flies this year.
Hey, take him where you can get him.
That's right.
Is there anything else you want to talk about while we're
I
just
think that's all. I mean, we don't have any trades to discuss. We don't have anything else really going on. Just kind of getting
wait a minute?
close.
I think there was a trade, wasn't there? Uh,
There was, but do those
look,
count? I don't know if those
uh, yeah,
factor
no,
into anything.
nobody big was moved, but yeah.
I think
So,
what we're watching now, at least in Kansas City, is this run up to September. I'm keeping an eye on my Omaha team to see who my two call-ups are going to be. I've historically called up one pitcher and one batter. Probably do the same thing this year. I think
well, and let me ask you this: as a team that's in first place in your division right now, do you scour the waiver wire to see if somebody's trying to drop
I
somebody and
I
get rid of the
was
salary for the rest of the year?
no, I can't take on any salary, but I was looking at it to see if anyone was waiving the outfielders race recently because mine
Oh,
were all hurt. But
Bobby
that's mine.
McDonald's on
That's
there.
me. That's me.
Oh, oh, really?
Yeah, I did a switch up, so he's trying to go back to Omaha. But
So somebody go
there
go
were.
claim Bobby McDonald off the
I mean,
waiver wire.
he's a good backup. I won't lie, but don't claim him. Let me have him. I might need him. Someone else might get hurt.
Yeah, hey, you
Um,
never know in this league, huh?
no, you don't. But yeah,
So good. Well, for both of us, we gotta hope that sorry, Brett, hope you're not listening, but that Boston continues to struggle and
yeah,
and then for you, those White Sox have gotta you gotta beat those White Sox while you can.
yeah. They're coming strong, man. I mentioned it early in the season that the White Sox are a better team than people think they are,
Yeah.
and now they're starting to show it.
Yeah. I'm still interested in the National League Central also. That's a great race.
Yeah, that is a great. That's probably one of the best since I've been in this league that I've
Yeah,
seen.
4 teams within a game and a half. That division has always been kind of like that. I don't remember in a long time having seen a team that like dominated that division. Even the
Mm,
year I went to the World Series, I don't think it was that big of a division win that I got. So that's always been a competitive division.
yeah. Yep, it
But
is.
so is there anything you're looking forward to in this next week?
Well, the main thing is just trying to sweep Texas at home in a 4-game series because I know I'm not going to sweep the White Sox, and then after Texas, I'll be traveling to Detroit. So I just need to pile on some wins when I can. Um,
But who are you rooting for tonight, Detroit or the White Sox?
mm, we don't have ties in baseball.
No, no
Um,
ties in baseball.
maybe just 18 inning games where 3 pitchers get hurt. Uh,
Wow.
be good. Good
You
for
know what?
me.
There's reverse karma in this league, Chappie. You root for their
Yeah.
pitchers to get hurt, may do some damage to yours.
Well, I hope not, because I've only got a few backups that I trust.
Well, then after this, um, doesn't Detroit and Minnesota play a 3-game series? You know, and then the NL Central, they're playing each other. So it's going to be an interesting week or 2 weeks from when we talk again. Things may look a lot different in 2 weeks than they do right
Yeah,
now.
it's
So,
gonna look a lot different. Um,
yeah.
I'm worried about one thing though. This is what scares me. I was talking about how tough my September schedule is. The Tigers roll into September with 3 games against the Mets, right? They get to play the Yankees for a series. They play the Marlins for a series, and then they got 6 games against Cleveland. While I'm sitting there playing the Angels and the Seattle and Philadelphia.
Well, they have a 3-game series against the White Sox and a
Yeah, but
three-game series against Atlanta, both of those at home.
and they end the season with Boston. You know that could be a very important series when it gets here.
Yeah, it could be. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the next 6 weeks. I have no thought of being able to reach the playoffs.
Yeah, so
But
just keep not paying attention, and then in two
yeah,
weeks you might be right in the thick of it.
maybe, or it could be 12 and a half, well, out of the wild card instead of only 2.5. We'll see.
We shall.
Hopefully things will go smooth. Neither one of us get any injuries in the next couple weeks. And when we talk again, you're talking about being, 8 games up, and I'm talking about maybe right there on the verge of the wild card.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Me too, because I want to play in the playoffs.
I don't want to play anybody. I mean, I want to make it, but after last year, whew, I got swept by the Rays.
Yep. So, all you gotta do is make it to the dance.
Yeah,
You
we'll see
never know
how it
what's gonna
goes.
happen.
I think my team is definitely better than last year's team, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to talking to you in a couple of weeks, Rob, and
All right,
um, hopefully married life is still going good for you.
it's great. It's great. Oh, get this. This is an interesting factoid. My daughter moves in at NC State tomorrow
Oh yeah, I was
to
gonna ask you about. I
to
forgot to
Met
ask you about that.
Metcalf, the dorm she's moving in. There is another MLB Pro owner whose daughter is moving in to the same dorm on the same day. Now we're moving at 4 p.m. I think he said they're moving at 8 a.m. But how about that? What are the odds that two of our youth end up in the same dorm?
Why don't you guys meet for lunch
I'm
in
open
the
to
middle?
it, but you know,
Hey, Rocky.
some people don't seem to like him for whatever reason. I don't know what that is. Or is it just Jim? I don't know.
I think it's just Jim.
But no, maybe we will. Maybe we'll meet up for lunch. No, I'm sure at some point while his daughter is at NC State, we will have to meet up. But yeah, um,
So are they
what
going for the same thing?
I don't know.
Studying the same?
Did I can't remember if I asked him what she's studying. My daughter's doing design school. She wants to be an architect.
Oh,
Um,
so she's smarter than you. That's what you're saying.
all my children are smarter than me.
Hey, that's always a good legacy to leave.
It is. It is. All my parents are smarter than me too. I don't know what happened to me in the middle here, but
Let's just skip the generation.
yeah,
Oh, I say the same
yeah,
thing about my kids and my parents. So,
yeah,
all right. Well, in 2 weeks, we'll have to ask you how your daughters are doing. Maybe we'll have to try to figure out how to get Rocky on here
yeah. That'd be cool.
and and see
But
how we can get you guys a hookup.
that's right. All right,
So,
man. Well, have a
a-
great rest of your day, and all the listeners have a great day.
all
Uh,
right, and we'll post this podcast as soon as it gets loaded up.
all right.
We'll
See you,
see you
Scott.
guys later. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.